But welcome to Second to None. Sorry about that, man. The our behind the scenes shenanigans are just between Vandy and Tennessee. It never ceases to amaze. Hey, thank you for joining Second to None. I'm your host, Mike. These are my guys right here from Tennessee, Auburn, and Vanderbilt. You never seem to get enough of these guys, man. And behind the scenes is funny. It is. Those are the bloopers that we really need to try to just see if we can capture some of that as well too. So we're gonna just get right into this. Chris, what you got?
I'm gonna hit the music, sir.
There you go.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Just like that,
welcome
live.
This is we've been needing this to go live for a while, man. Is it an echo?
Yeah,
I hear an echo.
I hear an echo back.
I hear it. I don't know what happened when hey Bobby. When Bobby came on, we got a real bad echo. Chris, take over until I fix it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Is it
Chris,
still
you
there?
got it?
I don't hear it now.
I don't
Okay, it's gone now.
Yep.
I don't know, Bobby, what you did, but that's just one thing about an LSU fan. They just come in and they cause chaos, and that's what we are. So, hey, before we get everything started for the night, one of the big news, in this past week, before we get into media days, is the soft punishment that Tennessee took for his violation. So, hey, if you're gonna leave it up to anybody, to get a soft punishment, it's got to be Tennessee. Tennessee, what's your quick thoughts on what went down with Tennessee and
I think Tennessee got off pretty good, if you ask me. And
they got off real good.
Over here in East Tennessee are pretty dang happy about it.
No bowl games.
Look. Me and you the other day, we've already had a conversation about this, right? Tennessee, they're only getting fined $8 million. They have to vacate 11 wins, including the bowl win against Indiana. I mean, that's probably the only, I guess, through Jerry Pruitt. I guess that's the amount of wins. I don't have the thing right with me. But look, the main thing is Tennessee didn't get a bowl ban, and that's the main thing. That's the good thing about this. Tennessee didn't get a bowl ban because if you ain't playing for a national championship or SEC champ, what are you playing for? What is the game even played for?
That's what the kids sign up for, to go to these schools to win.
Chris, okay, before we started recording live, Chris, he thinks that Georgia should have to vacate wins because Darnell Washington was playing for them. I think vacating wins is one of the stupidest things I think I've ever heard.
You know what I think is stupid?
What?
I think it's stupid paying players and cheating and bragging about winning when you're cheating to win.
Oh my gosh, Chris!
Time out.
Okay.
Did you cheat?
Who?
Did Tennessee cheat?
How many schools is that?
That's not the question. That's not the question. The question is, did Tennessee cheat?
As far as giving money?
Yes.
I mean, if you want to say that, then I guess they did.
They handed out impermissible benefits, correct?
Apparently, $60,000.
Boise State went on probation for 5 years for $1.36 cheeseburger. Join the club, brother.
Vacating wins is stupid because we all seen what happened.
I don't care what happened on the field. Okay. You used ineligible players. You shouldn't get credit for winning those games.
That's ignorant. That's ignorant.
Why? You cheated to win.
Did you though? Because there have been a number of schools that have handed off money to players that we don't even know about. It's even happened at Vanderbilt. I guarantee with boosters, it's happened at Ole Miss, it's happened at Auburn, it's happened at every major university in this country. And you know it.
Show me the allegations at Vanderbilt.
Huh?
Show me the allegations.
Again, I just said the things that we don't know about. I'm sure there has been money passed along.
So you're making a generalization and say everybody does it without evidence.
All right. So with that being said, we're gonna move on because what's up?
We don't need to hear from Auburn. We all know what happened down there. They had a booster that was involved with the federal government investigation.
Oh, you want to talk? Hold on. You want to talk? It's okay. It's okay. We paid Cam to win a national championship. I'm fine with that.
Does nothing wrong.
But
you're killing me with this. I guarantee there have been.
Hold on, Dustin. Hold on. Dustin, hold on.
One or another.
Dustin, hold on.
I'm sorry.
But here's the thing. The day after the sanctions got released, what did Pruitt come out and say? Oh, we did it at Alabama too. I'm so glad he threw them under the bus. I got messages that I can send people to show you that he come out and said he come out and said that they were doing it at Alabama. So why is Alabama not getting in trouble, Chris?
Because it's 3 days, my guy.
Here's the thing.
You got to give the NCAA time to
stop.
Okay.
You got to give them
coaches.
Look, it goes in a process. They get the information. They set up an investigation. They let the school know, hey, we're investigating you. We want your records. The school can either comply or not comply. If they don't comply, it's going to be a whole lot worse. That's the one saving grace I'll give Tennessee is they complied.
Everything. And
now the problem I have, if you remember in 2000 when Alabama got in trouble with the Albert Means case down there in Memphis, where they were paying high school football coaches huge dollars to sway their kids to go to specific schools. I know that one of the coaches, the high school coaches that got banned for life in the state of Tennessee was Cedric Wilson's high school football coach. He was taking cash payments to steer players. We also know that Philip Fulmer was granted immunity to testify against Alabama. Now, why was he granted immunity? Guess what? Tennessee was paying players as far back as 2000, and they got away with it. And now they've gotten away with it again with no punishment with merit.
You're out of your mind. We have had to give up. All right, almost $9 million. We've had to give up 28 scholarships, 36 official visits. I mean, what more do you want? Do you want a postseason ban?
Yes.
No. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Of course, as a Tennessee fan, you're going to say you don't want a ban. We got to move on. Hey, we got to move on. We come back to this topic later. We were supposed to do 2 minutes for this topic, and we already are 8 minutes in. Oh my goodness, we got to keep moving. So, I think it's rightful to say that SEC football has, in a sense, started. It's media week.
Oh, yeah.
And all the guys are in Nashville. LSU kicked it off, and tomorrow, Thursday, the 20th, Tennessee will close it out.
They say the best to last.
Okay. I was kind of wondering, why wouldn't they start with Georgia? Why wouldn't they let Georgia start it out since Georgia actually won the But
speaking of Georgia, there was a story that came out today.
Can I answer that, please?
The Atlanta Journal-Constitution has publicly issued an apology to the University of Georgia, stating that they got a lot of the information in their previous story in error, and a lot of the stuff that was said was not true.
Oh, did they? So I mean, I've obviously heard this whole thing about the AJC and all this, that, and the other. I didn't. So when did the AJC publicly come out about this? Was it today?
I think it was. I think I seen it today too, as well too.
Okay. Yeah, man. They the AJC. I mean, they were really trying to rail Georgia hard about all this that went down. Just a few months ago. and I guess about the culture at Georgia and all this, that, and the other. Georgia they were kind of threatening to take some legal action if they didn't correct it.
Wow. I wish I had I wish Jason was here tonight so he can comment a lot. I'm pretty sure he's keeping up with that a lot too.
Now, what we do know about Georgia is they ain't a single player down there knows how to drive a dadgum vehicle. And I think they need to take away all of the driving privilege of every player at the University of Georgia.
Someone said, I cried too if I was a Vandy fan.
Lord have mercy.
Okay, Chris is on his Vandy rant again. Have fun, guys.
Oh, I can bet money who that is.
Okay. Okay. So anyway,
I'm guessing that's Mr. Scott Irwin.
Okay.
And the reason I know that is because of the way he spells Vandy. He spells it Van Dyke.
Oh, okay. So I guess there it is. Then. So I mean, with Media Week here right now, have we really taken anything positive away from what's going on?
I did.
What about you, Aubrey? What do you think? Well, I know you did, Chris. I saw yours.
What you got for us, Kenneth?
What you got on Media Week, Ken?
What's the question, Michael?
I said, well, have you got anything from Media Week?
Anything positive?
I ain't really watched it. All I can say is all the Alabama fans that keep trolling, that keep trying to troll Hugh Freeze for his beliefs. I'm just saying, y'all, he come out with the greatest statement of all. He come back at him at media days. I'm just saying, y'all, listen, you gotta leave the man alone in what he believes in. Sorry, everybody has their own beliefs, and they want to troll him. So I don't think it's gonna be too. I don't really want to get involved with what I got to say about it, but I just don't think it's gonna be too good this year.
I got you.
Because they keep trolling him.
I mean,
I think
if you don't want to get trolled as a head coach about your personal beliefs, you shouldn't get caught with prostitutes and burner phones, hiring hookers. I mean, that can.
Well, I mean that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking. Hold on. I mean, I can pull it up real quick. Hold on, just a minute, Chris. And
the greatest.
What I'm talking about is when he said
is Mike Leach's opening statement like last season.
Okay.
His famous 7 words. Let's see. It says, all right, I'm not a big opening statement guy. Plus, you guys are going to ask whatever you want to know anyway. So he said, so let's just go ahead and get started. Man, I miss Mike Leach being in the SEC.
That's a pretty solid question.
Him and his fat little girlfriends.
That's funny. I think the biggest thing that we can really get from Media Week is that this is what we've been waiting for, all fans. Because it's not just SEC who's doing Media Week and getting ready for all that. It's college football as a whole.
Absolutely.
So this is what baseball's over, basketball's over, and now it's time for football. This is what a lot of people have been waiting for, anticipating. And now that Media Day's here, now everybody's going to be talking. All the attention will truly be headed over to football throughout college football for sure.
So if you give me just a minute, I got something I want to read.
Okay. So
Clark Lee yesterday. Several times Clark Lee was asked specifically about the Northwestern situation. And if people don't know, there's some accusations of abuse at Northwestern. And since they're 2 private schools.
And I can comment on that as well if you want a little bit more in-depth detail.
They did ask Clark Lee about it several times this week. And if I can pull it up, he issued a great statement.
Go Big Blue.
Here it is. In response to the situation at Northwestern, Clark Lee said, "It's sad. I think it's sad on a lot of levels. I don't know that I have processed it fully, but my heart goes out to that program and those players, coaches, and everyone involved. I know it's a challenging thing. It just went small on me.
Just you mean like Vandy? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. My
And
fault.
short of commenting on what's gone on there and what hasn't, because I don't know. I'm not part of that program.
Yeah.
What I can say about our program is that true brotherhood is the first covenant in our 5 covenants in our program. And that demands certain behaviors and certain respect from us. Nobody is perfect. No program is perfect. Lord knows that I am imperfect in so many ways, and I need to take ownership of my mistakes and make sure that I'm willing to be accountable for those actions. He also said that he knows of no brotherhood that starts with abuse.
There you go.
He had some very powerful words on it. My favorite comment from Clark Lee of the entire day yesterday. Of course, last year he mentioned he's working towards a goal of winning national championships. He doubled down on that yesterday. He said, "We will not back down from our mission to build the best college football program in America."
I did see that.
And
That's just coaches speak, ain't it?
and that's fair. That's coaches speak. But if you're not coaching to win a national championship, why are you coaching?
That's true.
That's
But-
true.
Yep. That is it.
That's
No,
one of my favorite quotes of the entire week so far is we're not backing down from that mission. It's, we know it's not going to be easy for Vanderbilt to do that, but I think he's on the right track.
He definitely said the right words.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I mean, you can't be a head coach and say anything much outside of that.
Right.
Because then that's when you start losing people. So you got to go in.
Yep.
He maybe went back to the bathroom and laughed at himself for saying that. But
So,
hey,
and one other situation, Vanderbilt Stadium looks a little bit rough right now.
I was literally about to ask you, does Vanderbilt know when the season starts?
So here's the thing.
It looks terrible.
It's going to be an eyesore this year. Nobody's denying that. But Clark Lee addressed that yesterday as well.
How is that different than any other year?
He said, and I quote, he said, that jackhammer going off outside my window was not convenient, but by God, it's progress. And
That's
it is
it.
progress because by the time they're done, they're spending $600 million on facilities, and it's progress.
you gotta give the recruits what they want.
Yep.
Yep.
But Kirby Smart had one yesterday addressing that. Recruits no longer want facilities. They want cash in hand.
I guess so. Yep. That's
It's
probably
NIL
true,
deals.
man. That is. I mean, because a lot of those guys, they know that their time there is limited anyway, especially if they can get paid the big time money. Then absolutely, they can definitely do that for sure. Who is this? Vanderbilt knows when the season starts when they beat Florida in the swamp. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm not even crazy enough to think that we're going to win down. Do I think we could win? Yeah, because Florida is absolutely terrible this year.
Yeah.
I think we could win, but it's in the swamp. We're not very successful down there. I get it. So I actually give Florida the edge in that game, even though I think Vanderbilt's a better football team.
I mean, a lot of teams are not as good in the swamp. I mean, that's still no matter who you
Right.
are, no matter how they play ball. If they go on the road, hey man, you can probably knock them off pretty easy. But if you go to their house, it's just something about playing in the swamp that
Yep.
those guys are pretty good. So let's just transition right into the quarterbacks coming back this year. Who's our top 5, man? Who's the top 5 now? Is it top guys coming back or just top 5 that's going to be in the
I think
in the
I,
SEC?
In the SEC starting quarterbacks this year.
Yeah.
should we do it starting quarterbacks or returning quarterbacks?
I mean, starting, returning. I mean, who is your top 5 in the SEC this season? This upcoming season.
Start at number 5.
Starter
Okay,
number
hold on.
5?
Hold on, but my question is: Are we doing ones that are returning? Or are we doing ones that transferred in too?
Just the
It
one.
don't matter
Ever who's going to
Okay,
start
so
for your
we're-
team.
this season.
Yeah.
So we're going starting quarterback. I'm going to throw a name out there.
Okay.
Just because I like what his numbers were last year.
Number 5.
For number 5, I'm going to say AJ Swan.
Mhm.
Okay.
And the reason I say that, he started 4 games. He played in 9. He threw 10 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. But the 4 games he started, on the road at Alabama, at home against Ole Miss, on the road at Georgia, and at home against South Carolina. That's 4 top 20 teams. 2 of them were ranked number 1, and both of those were on the road. He wasn't turning the ball over and throwing it. He's got very good ball security. His arm strength is just as good as what Jay Cutler's was,
Yeah.
even if he's not as accurate as Cutler was or athletic.
Okay.
That's a good quarterback coming back. You want
Okay,
a
we
guy
go-
leading your team that
All right.
doesn't turn it over.
I'm going with KJ Jefferson, number 5 for me. KJ
Okay.
Jefferson, excellent quarterback. He's a big guy. He knows how to pass the ball. If he can stay healthy this year, he will be a top quarterback in the SEC this season.
What about you, Ken?
Then on top of that, he also has a running back behind him that is probably going to win, have the most rushing yards in the entire SEC this season. So
Ken, who's your number 5 quarterback?
Peyton Thorne's my number 5.
Okay.
Peyton Thorne.
Chris, who's your
Auburn
number
quarterback,
4?
Really number 5.
Okay.
Who's number 4, Chris?
Number 4. I'm going to go KJ Jefferson.
Okay.
I like that.
Dustin?
For me, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Number 4 for me is going to probably be Devin Leary for Kentucky. He was excellent at NC State. I understand it's a totally different league. But when he was healthy, dude, what was it? He threw for almost 3,500 yards. He was on either that or he was really close to it. So I'm going to go with Devin Leary this season for the number 4 quarterback.
Okay. What about you? We're going to just keep flowing with this. Kenny, number 4.
Will Rogers.
Woo, that's
No.
Not, I can't. Go
I've
with him
got
that
him
much.
Yeah.
on my list.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, like y'all don't like it's okay. Will Rogers
That's
is
just-
4.
That's all right.
Wait till you hear my
Will
number 1.
Rogers. Isn't that a little disrespectful?
That is.
Okay. Hey, but respect the call, huh? Is that what we doing?
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
it's
I
your
respect the
opinion.
call.
We go respect the call. Chris, who's your number 3?
My number 3, I'm going to call out a shocker here. I'm going to say Nussmeier from LSU. I think he's better than Jaden Daniels.
Really?
Yeah, but
You really do?
I do. You give
See,
him
I'm thinking, man,
you give
I was
him an
thinking that
offensive
Jaden
line.
Daniels
He's
is number 3 for me.
Ooh.
see
Ooh.
if you give him an
You
offensive
talking
line
about
that
me
can
and Will
block
Rogers.
and give him some time to throw the ball,
Mhm.
he's much more accurate than Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
What Jaden Daniels has on him is he's athletic and can use his feet.
Okay,
I
you got
mean-
a
But
point.
as far as being an accurate and very good quarterback with strong arm, I got Nussmeier up there at number 3.
yeah, but we don't. Unfortunately, we don't live. Unfortunately, college football, in my opinion, is not made for the ones who can just sit back there and just sit in the pocket. You got to bring more to yourself than just being upset in the pocket. And because hey, these defensive ends and these nose tackle and stuff, these guys are getting faster and faster. And but I guess if he gets the ball out really fast, like
Yeah.
Joe, then I guess he's okay. What about you, Dustin? You're number 3.
No, so I was saying Jaden Daniels. I think the way they was able to have that turnaround last season, kind of later in the season, I think Jaden Daniels, he really showed up. He showed out. If he can continue the progress that he made last season, my gosh, first season in the him being at LSU, he was able to make it to the SEC West, the SEC championship. So why not Jaden Daniels? Why can they not make it back to the SEC West or the championship this year? I believe that LSU is going to win the West.
Man, Ken,
I'm
You're
going
number
KJ
3,
Jefferson
Ken.
at number 3.
He's upset.
you got KJ Jefferson.
Yep.
Are you thinking about it?
Oh, you said it already. Okay.
No, that's who I
That's
got.
cool.
KJ Jefferson.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got J.J. Jefferson? Okay.
All right, Christian, number
My
two.
number one. My number one.
No, no, no.
comes
Don't say
back
number one. Don't say
not
number one yet.
We haven't even made it to the top of the list yet,
Yeah,
bro.
don't say number one yet. Go ahead, Chris. Who's your number one?
off. I get.
My,
I mean,
no,
number two.
Number
My-
two.
my number two is a guy
Number
that
two.
is not even.
Hold on, Ken.
It's a guy that hasn't even started a game in the SEC yet.
Okay.
However, he plays at Alabama. And what I watched from this kid in high school as a 5-star quarterback at Martin Westview High School in Tennessee in the state championship game, 300 yards passing, 200 yards rushing, while running 102-degree fever and puking on the field. I'm going with Ty Simpson. Shocks the world this year. And I actually have Alabama winning the West and making that playoff run with Ty Simpson setting the SEC on fire.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Dustin, you're number two.
Nah,
Man,
Stop.
I'm going
Stop.
to be honest with you. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Hate to say it, but I'm going to say Spencer Rattler at number two.
Woo-hoo!
I hate to say that, but
Man, you're reaching
I-
deep.
I'm going by facts. The way that Spencer Rattler was able to finish out the season
Yes.
Yeah.
by
Yes.
beating Tennessee the way he did, and then beating Clemson the way he did, that looked like the Heisman type quarterback that we had seen from Spencer Rattler when he was at Oklahoma. So I'm thinking that Spencer Rattler is going to continue that momentum coming into the season. I'm taking Spencer Rattler at number two.
Oh, wow, that's deep, man.
That's a
Hey,
good one.
you know what? I mean, this is a facts-based podcast.
Yeah.
I'm not being biased. I mean,
Yeah.
if I could, I'd put Joe Milton number one, but that we all know that that's not true. He's not
Okay.
the top quarterback this year in the SEC.
I got you.
So
mm.
All right, Ken. Ken, who you got?
Dennis Leary,
Ken's in the transfer
number
portal.
two, Kentucky.
Who was that?
did you say Devin Leary?
Larry from Kentucky, number two.
Okay. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Kenny's in the transfer portal today.
Yeah. All right, number
It's that
one.
Alabama Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there you go. Yep.
My number
Ye-
one.
Okay.
Um,
Just give it
I
to
love what
Leary.
I love
Don't
what
you
this
say
guy
it, Chris.
brings to his football team. Will Rogers, Mississippi State.
Yep,
This guy is
number one QB.
this guy weekly throws for 350 plus
Yep.
on a weekly basis. And the offense, from what I'm understanding at Mississippi State this year,
Yep.
they're not running so many downfield routes, which
Yep.
gives him a little bit more, which actually helps him throwing the shorter passes
So, yeah, get it out of his hand.
and increase the accuracy and get it out of his hands a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's going to benefit that team huge, and I think they make a run, probably second or third place in the SEC West.
So I was going to take Will Rogers as the number one quarterback in the SEC this coming season. Chris, I agree with everything you just said. The man had 3,900 passing yards last season, 35 touchdowns, and only 8 interceptions. Yeah, the interception to touchdown ratio, that's a little high, but I believe he'll be able to clean that up a little bit this season. His longest pass all season long was 75. Or no, that was his longest. Let's see. Yep. The longest passing yards was 75. His average was 6.5. So watch out for Mississippi State this year. They are my dark horse to win the West. Sorry, Bama. Sorry, LSU. Watch out for Mississippi State this year. I understand they've not done it since Dak Prescott, but watch and see.
All right, Ken, what you got?
Now I got to feed off. I
Can't
got
hear
to
you,
feed
Ken.
off you, Dustin. Here we go. Spencer Rattler. You can't hear me?
I
Yeah,
hear
we
you
can
now.
hear you.
We can hear you
Now
now.
can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Feed off of Dustin. Spencer Rattler is the number one quarterback in the SEC this year. And I will go as far as this he had last year. And as much as I want to say this, they're probably going to beat Tennessee this year.
That's not happening this
I
season.
mean, they beat them last year.
It's not
Yeah.
happening this season.
So
It's in Neyland this year.
So, and let me be clear.
That's not what?
It's not in Neyland.
Man,
Or
stop.
It's
No,
in
it's
Neyland
happening.
this year. It's not at South Carolina.
It's happening. I believe Spencer Rattler is going to get it done.
So
Son, we are going to run Shane Beamer
Dustin-
out of the building this year. I
Dustin
hope you're well
probably
aware of that.
Dustin probably won't agree with me on this, but I'm not concerned.
Okay, Dustin.
South Carolina.
You know this is live.
Hold on,
we're,
Ken.
We're bringing this
Hang on,
back.
hang on.
son, when
I
you
want to
lose.
hear. I want to hear Chris's take here.
You said it will not happen. I called it.
I do think South Carolina's a better team. I think they sneak up and get Tennessee. No offense to Tennessee, I just think South Carolina's a better football team. That said,
in what ways? Please explain yourself. In what
they're
ways?
better. They're better offensively, and the reason I say that is numbers don't lie. They put up 66 on you last year.
Tennessee has possibly the best wide receiver room in the entire country. Possibly, definitely the SEC.
You got to have a quarterback to get it to them.
I'm well aware of
But a
that,
city
and I
quarterback.
understand. And I understand. And you know, Joe
Right.
Milton. Joe Milton.
Thank
That's
you.
probably my honorable
Thank you.
mention. That's probably Joe Milton's probably my honorable mention at number 6. You know, but you know, because of what he's able to do against Vanderbilt and what he was able to do against Clemson. You know,
Right.
so I understand that's a very small sample size. That's only a 2-game sample size.
Yep.
But in those 2 games, he didn't throw a single interception. He took care of the ball, and
Yep.
he was able to make smart decisions.
So, but the game I'm more concerned about for Tennessee is a game that's sandwiched between Florida and South Carolina.
And Chris, I totally agree with you. UTSA
Ooh.
is a possible trap.
Ooh.
That is a scary, scary game for Tennessee.
Because
it's a-
trust me,
it's
I have
your
the utmost
classic
respect
trap
for
game.
UTSA. I completely agree with you. That could be a game kind of like the App State game a few years ago when it went into double overtime.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
seriously, UTSA is that good of a ball team. So that is definitely Tennessee's. I mean, that's a possible
Ooh.
trap game for Tennessee, and they better watch out because UTSA has been in the top 25 for the past 3 seasons straight, and has won the Sun Belt, I believe, all 3 seasons,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken.
That's
Yeah.
a dangerous game, and I'm not saying that because
Okay, so I got a question.
Hey, hang on. I want to hear Chris. I want to hear Chris's.
I'm
take.
not saying Tennessee loses to UTSA because I don't like Tennessee. It's your classic trap game between two
Absolutely.
emotional games. And the reason they're so emotional is because of what transpired last year with South Carolina. There's going to be so much effort into fixing what went wrong last year.
yeah,
And then with Florida and what's gone on historically there, they want to prove that, hey, last year was not a fluke. We're going to go out and back this up.
Mhm.
And UTSA is right there in the middle of that.
I know.
It's-
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
Ken.
no, Chris, I totally agree with what you said there. Completely.
Yeah.
UTSA, that's kind of a scary game. Honestly, I'm a little more afraid of UTSA than I am South Carolina this season. Being honest with you, completely.
Yeah.
Simply because UTSA, they're not a joke of a program. They are the real deal. Like I said, they are in the top 25
Yep.
for the past 3 seasons in a row. They're a legit team. And South Carolina, yeah, they're kind of on a roll right now, but I mean, we kind of know what to expect from Shane Beamer. Versus UTSA, we've never played them. So we
Right.
we really don't know what they're going to throw at us. Obviously, I'm sure they'll look at game film and everything else, but man, they're coming in there, they're getting paid. They're getting paid $300,000, whatever the going rate is.
with nothing to lose.
Well, with nothing to lose. They're
Yep.
probably going to throw everything in the bathtub at you.
Yep, they will.
Yep.
Yep, they
And-
will. Tennessee, you got Tennessee at Alabama, and then Tennessee at Kentucky.
And while we're talking about UTSA, I'm going to make a prediction.
Mm.
Eli Drinkwitz gets fired this year,
I
and
can see
Jeff,
that.
Jeff Traylor gets that
Yeah.
job.
I could see, the whole thing with Drink. That is one nerd of a coach I can't freaking stand. I honestly, I probably can't stand Drink more than I can Shane Beamer. I'm just being honest with you. This whole thing of Tennessee vacating wins and all. Paul Feinbaum brought it up the other day. I can't stand the man. I can't stand his attitude. His attitude sucks.
All right, Ken, what you got, Ken?
He's a geek.
So
Is-
minus Chris, because I don't want to hear Chris's mouth. So let's mute Chris so I don't have to hear this. Okay? The big, because I know he's always got something to say to me about this. So everybody's so high on freaking Georgia. I'm not. And I'm going to explain to you why. And I don't care who backlashes at me. I don't care. Here's the thing. You're starting a quarterback that has never played more than 15 minutes in a game, one quarter, never played on the road in a true game, never been in a hostile environment for more than one quarter of a game, okay? And you seem to think that they're all of this. Well, let me explain to you something. Their first 4 games are cupcakes. Cupcakes. Yes, I call South Carolina a cupcake to Georgia. Yes. They're all behind the hedges. They're all at home. And everybody's telling me that Georgia's all this. Well, they're going to realize in game 5, they're not. And I can't wait. Chris has been on my butt about this because he says I'm delusional. Fine. I'll be delusional. But I promise you, everybody in the SEC knows that Auburn, Jordan-Hare is one of the toughest places to play in the SEC. And you have an unproven quarterback on the road. And you seem to think that Georgia's going to come to Jordan-Hare this year and steamroll Auburn, a team that's going to come in with momentum. Oh, and by the way, Chris has said it to me, we're not going to be battle tested. That's a lie. In week 3, we got to go to A&M in College Station. They're loud. They play. So in the end of the day, we'll be battle tested. Our quarterback, he's got experience on some of the toughest places to play, Ohio State. He'll be at A&M. I'm telling y'all now, the biggest trap game of the year is Auburn, Georgia, and Georgia loses.
How is that a trap game, though? How is Georgia and Auburn a trap game?
How is that a trap? How is that a trap
Absolutely.
game, Dustin? I don't know.
Yes.
Everybody from 24/7, everybody from On3, everybody from ESPN, everybody from Athlon Sports, Phil Steele, and I could keep going with names of people that are really high in college football, said the 2 biggest trap games in college football this year is Auburn, Georgia, and Auburn, Alabama, inside Jordan-Hare Stadium. They know something. Clearly, it's a trap game. You want me to tell you why it's a trap game for Georgia? Because if they lose to Auburn, they're done. They're not going to three-peat. You can't lose that early in the season and make it. Because if you lose to us, you're going to lose to Tennessee. You're going to lose to Florida. Because we're going
all right, I'm going to
to
disagree
we're
with you
going to
there.
show you the
Okay.
blueprint on how to beat Georgia.
Because all right, you can lose early in the season and redeem yourself. It's late in the season where you need to you
Not
can't
in
redeem
the SEC.
yourself.
Not in the SEC.
Oh, don't give me that bull crap.
It's going to be hard. Look at Georgia's schedule
Can
behind
I
us.
say something, please?
You got to play Florida in Jacksonville. You got to play Tennessee. You got to play Kentucky in Kentucky. And if I'm not mistaken, that's back to back weeks. They'll lose another one. And if I'll go on the record and say Georgia loses 3 or 4 this year.
Can I say something, please? Please. Let-
Yeah, Bobby.
I don't know what on earth makes you think that Auburn's gonna beat Georgia. There's no way. I mean, let's be honest. Right now,
I'm glad y'all think that.
Georgia is the standard. There's no way. That sounds delusional. And I don't know if you realize that.
Okay. All y'all are saying they're gonna mock. All these people are saying they're gonna mop the floor with us. How? We're bringing back
How?
the same running back core that we had last year, minus Tank Bigsby. Adding Batty, which will replace Tank Bigsby, which was quotably you can say he's better than Tank Bigsby. And we ran for over 300 yards on him. The same thing we did to Alabama. I don't care. Keep putting it up there, Chris. I don't care because you know it's facts. We're the only school in under Nick's. Hold on. We're the only school in Nick Saban era to put up almost 320 yards rushing with an interim quarterback with the same running back core we had last year. We're bringing back this year, plus some, with a proven quarterback that can throw. And y'all really think we fixing to get him up? Y'all are crazy,
Man,
man. Y'all are straight out crazy.
come on, Kenny.
All I can
Kenny,
say is that Saturday after Thanksgiving, everybody better be ready.
Kenny,
Because
Kenny,
I
come
called
on
it 6
now,
months
man.
ago. We beat
Kenny,
Georgia
come
and we
on
beat
now,
Alabama.
Kenny, you smarter than that. You know that's
Man, I ain't studying,
not
Bobby.
gonna
I'll
happen.
take all the rap if we lose, but if we win, y'all better be mad.
Okay. Kenny called me out and said I told him he was delusional for saying that Auburn was going to win. That is not true. I did not call you delusional. Number two, when Auburn and Georgia line up, I don't care who quarterbacks Georgia. Georgia will have the best player in the SEC
Hold on.
the field
do
that
you need
day
me
in Brock Bowers.
Yep.
Now, you addressed the 300 yards rushing against Alabama.
Man.
Congratulations.
Brock
You ran for
Brock Bowers, 2 receptions, 36 yards, the same every.
Congratulations. You ran for 318 yards against Alabama. Only the second team to do that in the Nick Saban era. But guess what? You lost. You lost.
Yeah. So it does. Yeah. So when you, I mean, all the accolades in
I
the
don't care
world, as
about
long,
losing. We will beat them this year. I called it 6 months ago.
of course, you care about losing. You don't want to
Winning and
lose.
losing is everything in the SEC. If
Yeah,
don't
of
win,
course
then
you do.
They start
So-
calling for your job.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of it. Finally, finally, after what 15 seasons at Vandy, they finally decided to get rid of Derek Mason.
Yeah.
My God,
The crazy is doing things over and over and expecting different results.
You know who hired Derek Mason after he got fired for
who's
being
that?
27-54 at Vanderbilt?
Who?
Auburn did as a defensive coordinator. And you know what his claim to fame at Auburn is as a defensive coordinator?
What's that?
He gave up 28 in the fourth quarter against Mississippi State and blew a 27-point lead and got his butt beat.
Well, there you have it. All right, guys. Hey, we're gonna
I'll say
close out.
one last thing.
One last thing, Dustin.
One
We're
last
gonna
thing.
close it out.
The fact that we are all getting fired this fired up over it,
Yeah.
that just tells you how close we are to opening kickoff.
It's just like I said. Yeah, you're right. And it's like I said,
That just
it's
shows you how close we are, boys.
we are. And media, they kicked off this week. So basically, hey, now everything is just in sort of full speed now. It's gonna get faster
Yep.
and everything with
Just
our
remember, Kenny, I know you love your Auburn Tigers, but I'm going to tell you what, you can take your Diet Sundrop team and go back to Auburn, Alabama and hide out on the plains because you're nothing but Diet Sundrop.
Look at that look. Son, if looks could kill.
Okay, and I'm gonna say this like this. I'm gonna say this like this, Chris. And you can take this how you want to. We beat Georgia, we beat Vandy, we beat Alabama. You get on a podcast with me, and you take what's coming live. Be
okay.
a man about it. But if I lose, I'll take it.
Hey, you
I'll
ain't
take
going to
it.
be no different
But
than
you get on a
anybody else I
podcast.
took it from.
Hold on. You get on a podcast with me. We go live, and you take what I gotta say because I
Smackdown,
have
son.
videos,
Smackdown.
I have
I've taken-
screenshot images of what you said.
I've
And
taken it from
I promise
everybody
you-
else.
I promise
Join
you,
the club, brother.
you will pay up, and I will come at you.
Are we betting now?
I've done said.
You think Dustin's bad?
I've
I'm gonna
taken
give
it from-
to you.
I've taken it from Dustin. I've taken it from
Yeah,
Wes.
go on.
I've taken it from Jason. I mean, come on now. You ain't nothing compared to those dudes. Promise.
That's funny, man.
Oh, you don't know, buddy. You're gonna find out. Dustin. The only thing I ask is that when
Sir.
this happens, y'all all be on here and watch what I give Chris. But the most funniest thing about it all is Chris has forgot about something. I have screenshots. I will post it on Facebook in the second to none later on tonight. So I have like 60 something people and whoever else. Just so he knows, when Auburn wins them 3 games this year, if I have to go to Tennessee to get him to pay his debt, then I will. But
What
I wanted
debt?
to watch Chris.
What debt? Because I have not bet you
Single.
on anything.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right.
God,
No.
Let
We
me
go.
go.
We go.
let me
Hey,
go
we
back.
go. Hey.
Let's go again.
Before Chris closes us out, I just want to say, over the past week and a half or something, second to none had a coin raffle to have a specialty coin with their names. All they had to do was just go to our Facebook page. Actually, I was wondering if anyone had theirs close by.
Yeah, right here.
So
Yeah, check it out.
that's the Tennessee guys.
Yeah,
Not sure if anybody else has their close by.
yeah.
Let
Pretty
me
sweet.
see.
I love it. I mean, and it's heavy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really, really nice.
So I just did the drawing.
So let me say, y'all got some pretty coins.
Yeah.
You really do. You really do. You got some pretty coins. Well, let me just say, that right there,
That's
the way,
ugly.
the way that gold pops in
That
that
is
golden
ugly.
circle,
That pops.
complete with the star V on Leah.
Villanova.
That's
You guys
that's the ugliest
done
coin in
stole the
the group.
trademark from Villanova.
I know, right?
That's the ugliest coin in the group.
Man,
Com-
hey,
So-
I'm
Complete
telling
with
you,
the
if-
star
if
V,
this-
the most iconic symbol in
Oh.
the SEC.
If this
LSU
wasn't
had a cool coin.
PG-13 rated, if this wasn't PG-13 rated, I would tell you what it really looks like.
Yeah.
But
So anyway, I did the drawing, and the first guy was real easy to find. Like I was easy. It was easy to find him. But the second guy, I had to draw 3 more extra times, man, because the guys that wanted, nobody responded to me. So I had to place the order. So I had to do 3 drawings, and I was able to do it. So the 2 that actually won the drawing was this one was Steven Schuler, and the other one was Rocky Lickens. So those guys, they got. I actually placed the orders for those yesterday,
congrats.
and so hopefully in a couple of weeks, so when they actually get it here in the mail, I'll be able to send these out to the guys who won. So we had quite a few people who actually joined our YouTube page, which is second to none as well too. We have a Twitter and TikTok, and we got some stuff working on behind the scenes to hopefully to make us a better group as well too. So hey, Chris, take us out.
All right. Number one, I want to thank everybody for watching. We enjoy the interaction with all of the fans that watch us, your comments. We love the comments. Keep putting them out there for us. We will share some of the ones that we like. I really do. It helps the show go by faster to have fan interaction.
Absolutely.
And with that note, I'm going to go ahead and take us out. Y'all have a great night and be watching for us because we got some stuff cooking, and we're excited to come back at you for the 2023 college football season.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Brandon, CEO of the Variety Sports Network. Thank you again for watching tonight's show. Best way you can support us is by hitting that subscribe button, that like button, and hitting the notifications so you don't miss out on the next show right here on the Variety Sports Network.